Beginning with Switzerland versus Cameroon. Switzerland is always an interesting team to watch. They're managed by Murat Yakin, who is known for his solid defensive tactics. Borussia Mönchengladbach's Jan Sommer is their excellent goalkeeper, as usual. Other recognizable faces are Xherdan Shaqiri and Granit Xhaka. But Switzerland seem to lack a target man up front. Cameroon is managed by Rigobert Song. The indomitable Lions will hope to grab at least a point against Switzerland in a tough group alongside Brazil and Serbia. I spoke with former Cameroon international midfielder Eyong Eno about Cameroon's chances to make it out of this group. Here's Eno.
Well, I'm a fan. I'm a supporter. As a supporter, I believe and I dream that Cameroon will go through, and I expect hopefully that we can give a lot of surprise, because in terms, like I said, in terms of the team and the quality, if I have to be objective, I would doubt. But in terms of a fan, I would believe in the team, and hopefully that those guys will go there, dream big, and then surprise everybody, like the 1990 World Cup team that went in Italy. Nobody believed. If you look at the pedigree compared to Argentina, nobody was expecting them to even have a draw. People were expecting them to lose like 5 or 6. So, but they went with a dream, and something happened. So, as a fan, that's what I would be looking at. But as an analyst, a football analyst, and also a former footballer as well, objectively, if you had a coach that had worked with the team for 2 years to build something and to have to have a team and a system, then I'll say, oh, as an analyst, there's something that's been worked on. But I can't tell you that, because they just changed the coach after the Nations Cup, who's coming in and who has to start doing something. So I don't see a structure in the team at the moment. And yeah, as an analyst, I would say I'm not very optimistic for the team making through to the second round. So that's the limbo. That's the middle ground I find myself. As a fan, as a supporter, I've watched the games that the team has played. And from a football standpoint, I can tell you it's going to be very tough for the team to make it through to the second round.
Next up, Uruguay versus South Korea. Uruguay is best known for their iconic forwards Luis Suarez and Edinson Cavani. But they are now both in the twilight of their careers. Liverpool's Darwin Núñez is hoping to make his mark though, as the new face of Uruguay's attack. Keep an eye out for Georgian de Arrascaeta as well. The attacking midfielder has fire in his feet. Uruguay's defense seems to be a bit on the slow side though, so they might get into trouble against fast-paced forwards. Speaking of fast forwards, Son Heung-min will hope to make an impact, but he's not totally fit yet after sustaining an injury. Son is the absolute superstar of South Korea, but they have more interesting players, like Woo Young-yong, a second striker from Freiburg. He's 23 years old and an upcoming talent. South Korea have a very strong centre-back partnership as well, with the young Kim Min-jae from Napoli and the experienced Kim Jong-won from Ulsan. Let's talk about Portugal versus Ghana. When you say Portugal, you hear Cristiano Ronaldo. The striker dropped a bombshell interview right before the World Cup and will be looking to make an impact to show he's still got it and earn a contract at a new club now he's leaving Manchester United. But there's much more to enjoy in this Portugal team. Look at Vitinha, for example, the 22-year-old midfielder who's making waves at Paris Saint-Germain this season. Ghana is the lowest ranked team in the FIFA rankings going into this tournament. The Black Stars have high hopes for Ajax starboy Mohamed Kudus though, to shine. I called Ghanaian journalist Owuraku Ampofo on the chances of this team to make it out of the group stages. Here's Owuraku.
Yeah, it could be possible. I mean, in 2006, no one really gave us a dog's chance. And we ended up beating USA and Czech Republic, 2 teams who were ranked in the top 5 at that time. And so for me, yes, Ghana are going into the World Cup as the lowest ranked team. But rankings don't really say much because of the system, and we know how it drags. It's probably a reflection of the last 2 years, not just what's happening now. I think we've become a much stronger team with the new additions. And if we could find a way of just remaining compact, that's the most important thing. If we could remain compact and play games, I think we have enough quality to be able to disrupt teams on the break or create something for ourselves. Portugal themselves are struggling a bit. We saw in the UEFA Nations League, and even before that, they're just not the team that they used to be when they won the Euros. Things are just not going their way again. Uruguay, I feel they've gone past a golden generation. It looks like another one is starting, but they're not also playing the best of football. South Korea, a lot depends on Son Heung-min as well. And so I think that the teams in the group are not eagerly poised. I cannot say that Portugal are playing the best football, so should be able to top the group. That could happen, but there is also that slightest chance that if Ghana remains compact against all three teams, they should be able to, amass some points. And the World Cup, you don't have to win all your games to qualify. We've seen that in the past 2-3 World Cups. You just have to find a way of getting some points and hoping that other results go your way.
And last, but definitely not least, we'll get to see Brazil versus Serbia today. Brazil is one of the favorites, if not the favorite, to win this World Cup. And when you say Brazil, you hear Neymar. But this Brazil squad is filled to the brim with massive names, such as Alisson, Marquinhos and Vinicius Jr. They have so many options up front that Liverpool's Bobby Firmino didn't make it into manager Tite's squad. It'll be very interesting to see them play against Serbia, as Brazil haven't faced a European team in over 3 years. Serbia is managed by the former team captain Dragan Stojkovic. He's a Red Star Belgrade legend, but he seems to be popular across the board in Serbia. Fulham's Alexander Mitrovic is on fire for Serbia, scoring 6 goals in his last 4 games for his country, while Ajax captain Dusan Tadic is still going strong as the captain of Serbia as well. Red Bull Salzburg centre-back Stahinja Pavlovic is one of the most interesting young defenders to watch this World Cup, especially to see him tested against Brazil's attack. So, we have 4 interesting games to look forward to. Switzerland versus Cameroon, Uruguay versus South Korea, Portugal versus Ghana, and Brazil versus Serbia. I hope you have a great World Cup day, and we'll see you again tomorrow.
Look how far we've come.